guys, it's Deck Kid here, and today I'm going to be painting my Coldstar Battlesuit Commander XV86. So I've started on the bits of Retributor armour around here, and there I've just re-glued this shield because it's on the wrong spot. But what I'm going to do is I think I'll paint the red on the helmet first. So to do that, I'm going to take a base coat of Mephiston red. Just go and get my palette and other supplies first. So sorry about the delay. Grabbing my palette. Alright. Cool. So I'll start out with a base coat of Mephiston red. I'll get a bit on the palette. And I'll water it down a bit, so not that much. Just to look like about that consistency. And put it. So for this I'm using a small layer brush, which is a pretty good brush, and I recommend every painter, doesn't matter whether you're new or old, just use a small layer brush because it's very versatile and you can paint lots of different things with it. So just get started painting around this edge. Sean Hood said, great model. Thanks, Sean. Feedback's appreciated. I'm glad you like it though, it is a pretty cool model. I'll just adjust my camera a bit. Cool. So that's Mephiston red. So it's what you get in the starter set. So the starter set's a very useful way for new players to just begin painting, I guess, and building models. So we'll work a bit on the other side of the head. Now, some people would probably use corn red, but I use Mephiston red for this because it's the colour red that I own, and I just find it really easy to work with. You can apply it and it dries really quick, and it gives a really clean coat, I guess. Now when you have little lines or indentations in the painting or in the figurine, what I like to do is I like to get my paint a bit more bit watery, because that allows the paint to run into all the little cracks and give it a nice clean colour. So alright, I'll move towards the back of the head now. So before I do, I'll just get this little bit on the front. So there. So hopefully you can see that. Alright. And just a little bit around here. Sorry about the camera. Just under there. Cool, so I'll start filling out a bit of the top of the head. I'll get a bit more paint. I need a bit more paint. Alright, and so another one of my tips is that when you're like getting your paint onto your brush just straight off the palette, what you should do is you should just twist your brush a bit against the palette paper to give your brush a nice point and allow you to paint very, I guess, not getting paint where you don't want it to be, and you can choose where the specific areas you apply your paint are, so that really helps painting, I find. I got a smudged little paint on there. That's unfortunate, but it can't be helped. You can always paint over it in a colour, a different colour, or in white, or whatever you want, really. Alright, just going to continue painting right to the very back of the head, so if you probably can't see, but at the back of the head there's a flat surface, and I'm just getting the paint all in there. Right, so now I'll try and get the paint into this little gap here. So I'll just turn the model upside down and run my brush along that edge so I can get the paint in there precisely. Yeah, no problem, Sean. Great to have someone watching my streams for a change. I'll just move it here. Alright. So that's pretty good in this side. I'll just start, right. Yes, okay, cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'll start painting this antenna, and I will water down my paint a bit so the paint can run into all the little crevices. So I'll just run it around there. I'm trying to be careful and not get the paint on that, because it's not going to be red. Those little nodules are traditionally black in the viola scheme, so I think I'll just do that. Alright, cool. So I'm just going to run the brush down here. And I'll start on here a bit, so at the top. I'll wet my paint down a bit. Okay. Now, so his helmet is completely red, apart from obviously the bits which are black. Even this sensor vein, which I'm just going to start because he's a commander, and the commander's helmets are completely red, so the Tau use the colour, I guess, to signify their rank. And I think it's a pretty effective system because it allows you to easily tell who's who. And it's also pretty good for actually playing the miniature game too, because you can tell which one your commander is, which one are your warriors, your XV8s. You can tell the rank of them really quickly. So I'm just going to get into this little corner over here. And I'll just also try and get it under there. Alright, and I'll just get the paint in this side of the, just run it under. Yeah, they are tricky for inexperienced painters like myself. Can see that. I'll just get a bit of okay. And now I will work on the inside of this sensor vein, right here. So, and then I think it might be time for a bit more Mephiston red on my palette. So I'll just get water that down a bit so I can let it run into all the crevices. That's nice. Alright, that's looking good. Great. Now I'm going to do the underside of these. So just try and run my brush along here. Alright. And I'll try and get that on the other side as well. So just under here. Nice. And if I left out any areas, like I could see, oh, actually, just try and get that there now. This little area down the side at the back here. And if I left out anything else, like, I can always go back and repaint it in. It's not that big of a deal. You can just paint over stuff. Yeah. Alright. Nice. Alright, so I think that's all the red on the Coldstar. I won't be using the red for the markings because I have decals. In fact, I have 4 complete sets of decals for all of the Viola because I've bought like 4 models I guess. Alright, cool. So that was some Mephiston red. Okay. Nice. I think I'm going to start painting it of the black now. The bed and black. Or should I paint the grey? So I'll ask like viewers, if no one comments within 30 seconds, which colour should I start painting? The black, which is on the legs, burst cannon in there, or should I start painting the grey, which is on the tips of the toes and the chest and stuff? Cool. Alright, I will start painting some grey then. So I will start using Eshin Grey for the base. Now Eshin Grey is a layer paint, but it can be used as a base paint for as a grey. So if I'll just get it to focus. So it's layer paint. So just compared to the model, it's over there. So I'll give that a good shake. crack it open. And before I do that, I'll actually need to go and get a charger for my camera because it's running low on power, so sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Nice, that should be charging now. Right, yep, there's charging. Cool, so we'll start with some grey. Crack that open. Grab a bit with my brush and plop that on the palette over there. Get a bit of water and just get it until you can easily move your brush around on it. Alright, cool. So I think the first area I'm going to be painting grey is I'll start with the cyclic iron blaster. So as you can see, this area here is painted in grey. So I'll just run my brush around there. And later today, when I have finished a few of the base coats, I'll start layering. So actually I'll ask my viewer, so I've only got one currently. So should I finish all of the base coats before doing shades and layers on some of them? Or should I finish this coat and then have a go at shading and layering, say the Retributor armor or the red? I'll leave it up to you guys. Alright, so Sean says I should finish the main base coats first, which is probably the most sensible idea. So, yep, I will do that. I'll finish this. Oh, I got a bit of a smudge, that's somewhere. And I'll just put a bit of water on this so it'll easily run into all the crevices. Okay, so this will just... Right, cool. And I'll just finish off that section by painting there. And there, cool. So that's done in grey. Sorry, on here there's a section which needs to be done in grey. So just there, and then just some of it edge highlighted in blue. So I'll just paint that quickly. So grey there. Just water down my paint a bit more so I can get it in there. Nice, alright. Cool. Alright, and I'll do the same on the other side. and also just there, so we'll get a bit more ash and grey for that. I've never done an edge highlight of blue on the like standard grey and white for any of my models, so I'll try that. I might just try it today, or I'll leave it till next time, but I've never tried it, so I'm excited to see how it'll go. Stuff like a fusion blaster, or the shield, or even the cyclic iron blaster. That should do it for... Okay, cool. I'll try the blue. I'll just finish this bit here. Nice. Alright, cool, so... Alright, next thing I'm going to paint in grey is the shield generator on his left arm. So I'll paint that in grey, and I'll trial the blue on that as well. So I won't use the like standard way of doing something administrated grey. I'll just put on a Temple Guard of blue and then Baharos blue as a final edge highlight on that one, just to test it out. Cool, so we'll just paint around the edge here. A bit more ash and grey. Oh yeah, it's good to get computer full screen, especially when you're watching painting videos. Makes it a lot easier. Oh, I said that at the start of the video, so the brush I'm using is a small layer brush, just a standard Citadel one. And I recommend it to pretty much everyone out there. It's really good. I've made a bit of a mess on this, but I can always fix it up later. Right, so I'll just finish off that edge around there. I'll just paint this in here. Cool. Alright, so I'll wait for that to dry so I can apply my edge paints, layer and edge. So what I plan on doing for this model next is finishing up the grey coat and then moving on to the black. Before then I'll apply like the blue, which I'll use Calidor Sky for, but for the Calidor Sky, I will be using the blue for the lenses. So Calidor Sky is the base for the lenses, and then for the things like the shield gen, I don't use Calidor Sky because that's just purely edging, as I just will use Temple Guard blue and Baharoth blue. Alright, I think that should be dry. So first of all, we'll crack open our Temple Guard blue, which is a layer paint. And you don't need all that much of it because it is a layer paint and you don't apply that much. So we will just get a good quantity on our brush, and now we've got to go really, so you just run it along the edge here and allow it to just like spill over the edge a little, because that will help the Baharoth blue seem more strong, I guess, and distinct, because it's in the middle of a different colour. It's a cool effect. Get a bit more on my brush. I'll just get a bit down here. Just get a bit more on my brush. And we'll just come back round to the beginning. Now, yeah, so I'll definitely go back over this again. Fix up some of the grey areas towards the end of the painting. But, so that is the Temple Guard blue on there. And wash out our brush. And we'll give it a good dry palette, and then next we'll do is edge paint, which is Baharoth blue. Right, and we'll take a very small bit and put it on the palette. And then we'll get a tiny bit of water on that, and then we'll just water it down. And I'll get a bit on my brush and just start applying it in the very center, so it's just like that. So, if you look up close, you can see that it's not that good, but it once I've cleaned up around the edges, you can see that the use of the two separate colours, that brings out quite a nice effect. So, right, that is it for my stream today. It's been 31 minutes, so that's a good amount of time. Thanks for watching.